since I'd gone to elementary school there, and my sisters had all gone to elementary school there, from first grade on, and then through junior high, high school, college, and graduated from college, that would spend a lot of years on that block. And of course, all the old buildings went, the high school went, the elementary school went, College Hall went. But when we were going there, it was a major educational institution.
And you lived right
half a
around
block
the corner.
away.
Yeah, just on tip.
Yeah, right.
So why did they want to sell it?
The BYU sold the property in 1975.
Oh, okay.
And they sold it to someone that they thought was going to develop it as a mini mall, but he never did put it together. So it stood for a long time, and then the
hobos moved in. It was deteriorating.
Shirley formed a committee and ultimately filed
Foundation.
Academy Square Foundation to raise funds to purchase the property and preserve it. And over many years, 1975.
1985, we worked on it. 20 years or so.
Meetings were held in our living room on a weekly basis. And we had professors from the BYU and prominent citizens, about 10 in all, that helped on the project. And we had fundraisers, and I think that the ultimate incident that changed things was that Shirley wrote a letter to an old friend of our son David, Reed Halliday, who was a prominent broker in California, and asked him if he had someone that could donate $1 million to put us over the top, because we had raised a lot of funds till then. In the meantime, Provo City bought the property in order to have control over it, and
keep it from being torn down.
the mayor of Provo had set a deadline for raising enough funds to save it. Otherwise, he was going to turn it over to developers to either tear it down or develop it as an apartment complex. When the day before that came, we went up to check on the property, and Shirley noticed that a bulldozer was poised at the northwest corner of the property. And Shirley went over to the bulldozer man and said, "Do you want to tell it there?"
Well, I asked him what he was doing there, and he said they were commissioned to tear the building down. And I just stood in front of the bulldozer and didn't leave. And I said, if that machine goes, you're going to have to move me. And they didn't do anything.
She told the bulldozer over there, she says, you better not touch that property. We've got 8 lawyers in our family, and we'll sue you. And that very night, $1 million came through from the heirs of the Carnation Milk Company in Seattle. The mayor was satisfied, and the bulldozer was backed away, and from that point they held an election about saving Academy Square and converting it into a library for Provo City. And we had a several weeks campaign with big signs and radio spots and meetings to promote. The basic motto was vote once for the project and win twice, because you'll save Academy Square and create a historic Provo library. And the election won by a wide margin, and so the Provo City voters voted to provide whatever funds were necessary to do the project, in addition to what had been raised by our foundation.
So, and what year was that?
Well, we started saving it in 1985, so this was about 201.
Nearly 2001 when the
Yeah,
project was
completed. Yeah.
finished.
So what kept the movement going since it lasted so long?
Yeah, it did.
What kept you guys
Well,
hopeful?
we have a very long history of that school on that block because my grandfather, John Edge Booth, taught there in 1885 when they first used this space, and we'd all gone there, and my family had all gone there, and so
Yeah.
we.
Johnny Booth was one of two teachers that first taught there,
When it
in
opened.
addition to Carl G. Mazer. And Booth taught over a period of 30 years.
But our family is intrinsically tied up in those buildings because we lived half a block away and we spent a lot of time there.
To keep the project alive, we had many fundraising
Fundraisers.
projects and held
Constantly.
public meetings and held campaigns block to block for signing people up to support the project. So it was an every week, every month
Every year.
campaign to keep it alive.
We were joyous when we finally raised the last money to buy it, that last $1 million to buy it, knowing it would be saved. And of course, everything's gone now except the education building, the high school, the elementary school, College Hall. All those buildings are gone, but the education building is still there. And now it's the Provo City Library.